never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. To all of you who have today off of work because of the national paid holiday, congratulations to you. But for the rest of us, it is a normal Monday. Want to recap the weekend I had in wrestling and also talk some NBA basketball today. Not a lot of it, but it is the All-Star break, and we've talked a little bit of NBA as the season has gone along. After 1/3 of the season and after pretty much half of the season, well, now we are right at 2/3 of the way through the regular season. So I figured, since we've done a quick little recap of each quarter of the season, we would go ahead and do it again today. Of course, last night was the All-Star game, but I don't watch the All-Star game in any sport. Never have. I watch some of the All-Star race in NASCAR only because NASCAR, pretty much the All-Star race, even though it doesn't count towards the season points total and the win doesn't go on your career wins category, it's still pretty much a regular race. But for baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, football, any of them, the All-Star games are an absolute complete joke. But if you watched any of the over the weekend NBA All-Star spectacular stuff that they do, please feel free to let me know. But if you were not at Southern Fried Championship Wrestling Saturday night, you missed a great show. And as I always tell you, I will not talk about the entire show because I want you to watch it when it is uploaded on YouTube. And it probably will be on there, if not today or tomorrow, at least by Wednesday. But I will tell you that I refereed 3 matches Saturday night, including Hunter James and Javier Reyes retaining the Southern Fried Tag Team Championships by defeating the team of Jacob Ashworth and Marcus Cross. The next show is coming up on March the 18th, and that show will be called Shindig. And that night we're going to have not one, but 2 steel cage matches. So for all of you who say you want to see a cage match in person, you've got a chance to see not 1, but 2 coming up on March the 18th. We usually run on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays of the month, but we're not going to run the first Saturday in March because we're going to give everybody 2 extra weeks to get pumped up and excited for Shindig, and to make you want it even more, and to make sure you have an extra 2 weeks to save up the money to come, because this is a show you're not gonna want to miss. not just one, but two cage matches. But go and watch Saturday night's show when it's on YouTube sometime later on in the week. And yesterday afternoon, we had a great show at UWF in Colbert, Georgia. Marcus Adams turned on Nick Halen right after their tag team match. So at the next show coming up in 2 weeks on Sunday, March the 5th, we will see Marcus Adams take on Nick Halen for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. And we're also going to crown the first ever UWF Tag Team Champions that day by having a Tag Team Battle Royal. But yesterday's main event was a last man standing match, brother versus brother, and Eli Smiles defeated older brother Curtis Coleman. But I want you to go back and watch that show when it's on YouTube as well. So I'm not going to tell you anything else about that show. But let's quickly look at the NBA standings from the eastern side and the western side, because we're right at 60 games into the season, give or take a game or two for each team. And it's the 82 game regular season. So we're pretty much 3/4 of the way through the regular season. The Boston Celtics have the best record right now, not only in the Eastern Conference, but in the NBA overall. They sit at 42-17. 1/2 game behind them is the Milwaukee Bucks at 41-17. And then we have the 76ers at 38-19. The Cavaliers at 38-23. The Nets at 34-24. So they trade all their superstars, but right now they're sitting in the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks 33-27. The Heat are 32-27. And 8th place right now in the East, 1 game below 500, is the Atlanta Hawks at 29-30. And then on the Western Conference side, we have the Denver Nuggets as the 1 seed at 41-18. And it looks like Nikola Jokic is going to win his 3rd straight MVP. And you hate to see a guy win 3 straight because it's bad for everybody else in the league that one guy's beaten the entire league 3 years in a row. But if you look at his stats, it's hard to not vote him MVP, especially considering he's actually a better passer than he is a scorer, and he's a center. But he is a phenomenal ball handler to be a center. And if he does win his 3rd straight MVP, it'll be the 5th straight year a non-American born player has won the NBA MVP. Then we have the Grizzlies at 35-22. The Kings at 32-25. The Clippers at 33-28. The Suns, the Mavericks, 31-29. The Pelicans, 30-29. And the Minnesota Timberwolves sit in 8th place right now, 1 game above 500 at 31-30. And my Pelicans are who everybody thinks they are, which is basically a team that's going to hover around 500 because they spent all that money for 3 superstars, and they just cannot all 3 be on the court at the same time. Zion Williamson is hurt again, and they just say he's going to be out for an extended period of time. That's all we know. But I guarantee you, as soon as he comes back, either Brandon Ingram gets hurt again or CJ gets hurt again. Any thoughts on Southern Fried or UWF? Feel free to let me know Any thoughts on the NBA at the All-Star break? Feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I started a nightclub for men with erectile dysfunction. It was a total flop, and nobody came. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.